Greetings, brethren. Today we'll be talking about um, answering the question: is Muhammad of Islam? Is he a true prophet? Now, I seen this on a post on Facebook here that the Dalai Lama says he regrets videos showing him kissing a boy and asking him to suck his tongue. The Dalai Lama has finally broken silence in the viral video showing him kissing a young boy and asking him to suck his tongue. Now, this reminds me of what I have heard learn about Islam. Now, I want to put a disclaimer. I'm not attacking those who follow Islam. I'm not attacking Muslims, them of themselves, or the ethnicity Arabs of themselves. But you may follow Islam ignorantly or not know this about Islam. So I just what I've heard and what I've looked up, because I wanted to see it for myself of what I've heard others teach, warn about the teachings of Islam. Now, Muhammad claimed to be the last prophet, and that he is he's the way, that he's the model example to live your life, model your life after. Now, if you believe that, don't stop at just following some things, what he has done, but follow everything, because he's the example of the model example of the way you should live your life, to follow Islam's God, Allah. So this reminds me of these. There's different sects within Islam. Shia and Sunni. There's Quran only, and there's ones that follow the hadiths too. Hadiths are the collections of the sayings of their prophet Muhammad. Now, this is the hadith of. So I'm going to show you that there's hadith showing that he would suck little boys' tongues, and his child bride, Aisha, before he consummated the marriage, still a young age for that time, which is 9 when he consummated. When you consummate a marriage, you have sexual relations. That's consummating the marriage. I don't know about Arabs, but they, Muslims claim they have to follow the Torah and the Injil. So, even at that time, that's a young girl, has not come to maturity or a marriage age. So, I want to show you that he sucked tongues of little boys. There's a hadith. I don't know how to pronounce these Arab words. Al Adab al Farad, or Hadith 1183. And it comes, I have taken screenshots right off of Islamic website, sunnah.com, just so I'm not, making anything up. I'm going to show you it's all apparent. I show you right on the screen, so I'm not trying to fool anybody. That it gives proof, it gives weight to what I'm trying to tell you. So here it is, Hadith 1183 it is related that Abu Hurairah said, "I never saw Al Hassan, Hassan without my eyes overflowing with tears. That's because the Prophet, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, went out one day and he found me in the mosque. He took my hand and went along with him. He did not speak to me until we reached the market of Banu Hakunaka. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce these words. He walked around and looked. Then he left and left. I left with him. When we reached the mosque, he sat down and wrapped himself in the garment. Then he said, "Where is the little one? Call the little one to me." Hassan came running and jumped into his lap. The prophet, when they say the prophet, it means Muhammad. Then he put his hand in his beard. So the child put his hands in Muhammad's beard. Then the prophet Muhammad says, "May Allah bless him and grant him peace." Then he opened up his mouth and put his mouth in his mouth. Then he said, "Oh Allah, I love him. So love him and the one who loves him." So it's not explicitly saying he sucked his tongue, but he put his mouth upon his mouth or in his mouth. So we can kind of imply there's something it does explicitly say that they touched mouths, either kissing or what have you. Now, not all the hadiths were been translated. You know, there's other sayings of Muhammad um, that has not been translated in other collections. So over the years, there's reciters, trusted reciters, Abu Bakr and what have you, that they memorized the Quran or the holy words of Muhammad or of Allah, and they memorized it, and they could recite it, and then it was written down. Or no, Abu Bakr was the one that collector um, of the Quran. But the Hadiths is the sayings of Muhammad, and there's different kind of collections, more, and these collections are not all translated from Arabic to English. So I think they were published, but I found on the internet. I'm not sure if I found it. There's multiple volumes, but I went to a website, shareonayat.com, and it has this one hadith that's continually questioned. Here's the Arabic transliteration, or the sounds put into English. So I translate it using Google Translate later. So hadith from Musnad Ahmed, not Ahmed, but Ahmed. Hadith 16,245. So I translated using Google Translator. It was narrated to us by Hassan bin al Qasim. It was narrated unto us by Harez from Aduram bin Abu of Allah Qurasi from Mu'ayya, who said, "I once saw the messenger of Allah." So that's a messenger, of Allah. That would be the prophet, their prophet Muhammad. May God bless him and grant him peace. Suck the tongue or mouth of Al Hassan bin Ali. So Ali, which is this bin, also in Hebrew means, or is it just in Arabic? Bin means son, So Ali, son of Hassan, and the tongue or mouth was sucked by the prophet. See, the messenger is the prophet. May God bless him and grant him peace. Will he be tortured? So, so he sucked in the tongue to bless him. So um, Allah will bless him and save him from the tortures, the fiery tortures of hell. So that's the hadith. Now you say, well, I'm lying. I'm not telling the truth of this. Well, I just see it. I do not know. I'm not a scholar of Islam, but I just see it on here, and that's what it says. That's what it says. Don't get mad at me. I'm just using your sources. I'm not attacking Muslims. I'm just saying, well, that's what your religion is teaching. So, I mean, enough. If if your prophet has enough wrong teachings, you got to reevaluate the religion. So, because why would this be strange to Muslims? Because their prophet Muhammad is the prime example to model your life around, to follow God or Allah. So this comes from Surah 33:21, multiple translations here, popular translations. There's certainly been for you in the messenger of Allah an excellent pattern for anyone whose hope is in Allah and the last day, or who remembers Allah often. Surely there's a good example for you in the messenger of Allah for all those who look towards Allah in the last day and remember Allah much. So he's a prime example to model your life to be following, that would enable you to follow God. But just like he was sucking the tongues of, is he a good example? In the Quran, you're said to follow the Torah and the Injil, or the Torah or the Old Testament, or the prophet Moses, and the gospel, that these are good, and you have the very words of the Torah and the Injil. So this is what they teach. If you would want to be a good Muslim, you have to follow everything that the Prophet Muhammad says and what he has done. So he sucked the tongues of little boys and his child bride, Aisha, before that she had puberty, or the flower of her age. And while she, because she's said to be playing with dolls, and in the culture, a woman does not play with dolls. So it says, narrated by Aisha, the prophet used to kiss her and suck her tongue while he was fasting. So kissing a little girl, a prepubescent girl, and sucking her tongue. Now, Sahih al-Bukhari, 6130. So we'll show you that she was playing with dolls, and what this was connected to. I used to play with dolls in the presence of the Prophet, and my girlfriends also used to play with me. When Allah's messenger used to enter my dwelling place, they used to hide themselves, but the Prophet would call them to join and play with me. The playing with dolls and similar is forbidden, but it's allowed for Aisha at the time, as she was a little girl not yet reached the age of puberty. Now, the flowering age is probably in the culture, even the Hebrew culture, would be a lot younger than we in society today. But it's at least when we do not know, but it's at least when after they hit puberty, not they hit puberty, but when they mature, that they come of a childbearing age, and they're no longer a young girl. So the the thing is that, what is it? Did I put it? Yeah. The messenger married me when I was 6. So he married or betrothed her a marriage contract, but until she was 9, he waited till she was 9 to consummate the marriage, which would be married. Consummating the marriage, sexual relations, it would be husband and wife in that culture. And I used to play with dolls. So she was a prepubescent girl, not yet a woman, when he consummated or had sex with Aisha. So he had childbred and had sex with a prepubescent girl. Because women don't play with dolls. Now, according to, if you want to be good Muslim, you're like the Prophet Muhammad's like, if you have question of the validity of what I say, go to the people of the book, or the the, the Israelites, Hebrews, the people of the book, um, those who follow the Torah and the Injil. So they had the book. I mean, some Muslims are like, they question, well, it's a restoration of the Torah and the Injil because it has corrupted over time. But they had the Torah and the Injil as in the 600s AD when their Prophet Muhammad was there. So the Injil would be the New Testament, at least the Gospels. But to us, Christians, the followers of Christ, we don't stop the Injil just at the Gospel or the Injil. We follow the other writings of his apostles that were, indwelt and God breathed, inspired to write, just as the prophets in the Old Testament. Now this is Apostle Paul, but if any man think that he behaveth himself uncomely towards his virgin, if she pass the flower of her age, so the flower of her age is come to maturity, a childbearing maturity of an age that she's allowed to marry because she can bear children. The flower age is puberty. Indeed, so regard, let him do what he wills. He sinneth not, let them marry. Now, so your religion teaches you also have to obey the Torah and the Injil. But your holy book, the Quran, supersedes the Torah, which is God sent with his other messengers, his prophets. why don't you listen to the previous prophets than Muhammad? Does Muhammad supersede or rewrite like like the prophet Abraham or Noah or Moses? Does Muhammad erase what God gave to Moses, the law, the Torah? And another thing is Muhammad. I'm not attacking those who follow that do not know, saying what your holy book says. That's what I read. That there's this thing called the Satanic Verses of the Quran, that their prophet Muhammad delivered revelation by the inspiration and was fooled by Satan. Now, how would any prophet, previous prophet, give revelation by the inspiration of Satan and still be a prophet? They can't. The Quran, Surah 22:52. And we did not see before any messenger or prophet except that when he spoke or recited, Satan threw into it some misunderstanding, but Allah abolishes that which Satan throws in, that Allah makes precise his verses. That's a modern version. Not all they say, well, it's a good translation. Other Muslims say Pickthall is a good translation. Never sent we a messenger or prophet before thee, but when he recited the message Satan proposed or opposed in respect that which was recited thereof, but Allah abolished that which Satan proposed. That Allah has established the revelations. Allah is wiser and knower and wise. Never did we send a messenger or prophet before you, O Muhammad, but that whenever he had a desire, Satan interfered with that desire. Allah eradicates. So he interfered with that revelation and threw in misunderstanding of the recitation. Threw in some falsehood. That so you make what Satan throws in a trial within whose hearts is disease, and whose heart of heart, indeed wrongdoers and extreme dissension. That you make okay, there's a trusted commentators, and then the most trusted is Ibn al-Kathir. So it says how Shaitan or Satan threw in some falsehood in the words of the messengers, how Allah abolished. So the most trusted, in his recitation or revelation when he spoke, Shaitan threw in some falsehood into his speech, by Allah abolished that which Satan threw in. So it later appeared whatever Muhammad revealed earlier. Satan tricked him and threw in falsehoods into his speech. This is a very well trusted commentator, Ibn al-Kathir. Now you tell me a prophet can be tricked by and influenced by Satan to reveal something that Allah did not tell them to reveal, but Satan tricked them to reveal something. to cite something that was not Allah's words? Is that a prophet according to the Torah? No, that's not. That's not a true prophet according to the Torah, because he revealed something and told people to go after other gods, the god of this world, Satan, Shaitan. Deuteronomy 18:20-22, which Moses spoke, was revealed to Moses. But the prophet which shall presume speak in a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. And if thou say in thy heart, how shall we know the word which the Lord has not spoken? When a prophet speak in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, it is a thing which the Lord hath not spoken, but the prophet hath spoken it presumptuously. Thou shalt not be afraid of him. Yeah. He spake in the name of other gods, in the name of Shaitan. Is that a true prophet? No, according to the Torah, he spoke it. He spoke in the name of another god, a god of this world. He spoke it in the name of Shaitan. But you're saying, well, it's corrupted. The Torah and the Injil, or the Torah and the Gospels, corrupted. Well, your very holy book, the Quran, tells you to follow the Torah and the Injil. Says, we have caused Jesus, son of Mary, to follow in their footsteps, confirming that which was revealed before him in the Torah, and we bestowed on him the gospel, or the Injil, wherein is guidance and light, confirming that which was revealed before in the Torah, a guidance and an admonition unto those who ward off evil. So you say, is Prophet Muhammad, if their Prophet Muhammad is he a true prophet, they have to say the Torah and the Injil was corrupted, because what the Quran says contradicts what the Torah should say. The Quran contradicts the Torah, so they have to say the Torah is corrupted. But no, the Torah is not corrupted. We have manuscript evidence that has stayed the same. Although, it has stayed the same for a couple, at least 2,000 or more years. The Torah has stayed the same. There's variations of the Injil, the Gospel, but still we have manuscript evidence that it is the same as what's been delivered to Jesus' companions, which Muslims call the Jesus' disciples or the apostles. So according to the Torah, Muhammad is a false prophet, because he perverts. He says to do. He's a model example to live after, and he sucks the tongues of little boys and has sex with little girls, which the Torah says not to do, and the Injil, the New Testament, says not to do. And he delivered revelation, got tricked by Satan, and spoke something in the name of another god, a god of this world, so that there's another count. Pervert, telling people to disobey the Torah and that he preferred the Torah and to lead people to sin, and that he spoke in the name of other gods, the godless world, Satan, Satan, or Ha-Satan in Hebrew, or in English, Satan. So those counts perverted the Torah and delivered revelation by other gods, by Satan himself. Those are at least two counts, serious accounts, that would discredit him as a prophet. I'm just saying, this is what your sources say. And your commentator, most trusted commentator, Ibn al-Kathir, interprets your sources. So this is what your holy books and the sayings of your prophet says. This is what I read. So you have to ask yourself, is my prophet actually a prophet? Was he actually following the Torah that God gave the words to Moses? So this is what I see. According to the Torah, Muhammad was not a prophet. He was a false prophet. So this is what I wanted to show. So hopefully this guides you in the right direction. And keep following God's word. To us Christians, we don't follow we are confused ourselves sometimes because our teachers teach us wrongly. But we have good teachers too. And when we get to realize the Torah has some weight too. So I just want to guide you in the right direction. We'll see you next time. Before I say close out, come to God. Actually read what the Torah says. And that Jesus is actually who he says he is. That who in you says who he is. So we'll see you next time. Thank you. Take care.